All right, good morning. I woke up this morning pretty early, about, I don't know, quarter to nine, 8:30 or so. Watched a little bit of YouTube, new YouTube stuff out there, which we can't believe anything on YouTube, really. But new YouTube stuff out there that Kylie, in the Kylie Rodney case, that Sammy lawyered up, everyone automatically thinking that she's guilty, and that's just not the truth. There's numerous reasons why Sammy could have got a lawyer. For one, slander and lawsuits against people saying that she's guilty, accusing her that she's guilty of it. The other reason is interviews and stuff. I imagine if Sammy ain't uh, involved in this, she'll be doing interviews, and she's gonna need a lawyer and everything to make sure she don't get ripped off. So hello, I'm Beck. Thank you for stopping. Good morning, Ricky. So her getting a lawyer, is that suspicious? No, not really. Not with all the accusations going around uh, in this case. Um, yeah, that's typical for something like that, for someone to get a lawyer in a high profile case like that. Oh, I'm okay, Ombek. How are you? How's Ombek doing today? What'd Ricky say? That was the smartest thing she could have done. Yeah, yeah, and it don't prove guilt just because someone gets a lawyer uh, that is involved in a case. You know, we don't know. It could be. I'm not going to say it, but that it can't be. That's the reason why she got a lawyer, is because she didn't. She's guilty. Um, I think she got a lawyer in case the police do question her. In case uh, people have already been accusing her of she's did this and she's involved in it and this and that. Uh, and if the evidence don't show that, then she's innocent. And then I imagine there probably will be lawsuits uh, for slander or whatever they call it, or you against uh, people, YouTubers, stuff like that. But in my opinion, her getting a lawyer is not suspicious at all in a high profile social media case. Um, you know, she might just be covering her back. Now, I'm not saying she's innocent, and I'm not saying she's guilty. But is that common in a case? Yeah, sure, that's common in something like that. And I imagine Sammy is not the only one that got a lawyer. I imagine 300 kids probably got a lawyer because they were all there. And I imagine these kids and their parents have already lawyered up and got lawyers in case they start going after all these people. So it's common. Ricky said she got a lawyer to protect herself from saying something that would incriminate her, and so the lawyer can screen all the questions. Yeah, that, or she just, she might be getting offers for people to pay her to do interviews and stuff like that. And Ricky's right. She got a lawyer, so she didn't say anything to incriminate herself, or uh, to say anything to make it look like she had something to do with it when she really didn't. And people can say things and people interpret it the wrong way, you know? So, there's only two options. Either she's using her head and she got herself a lawyer because of she just wants to be safe and dealing with interviews and people and money and all that, or she got a lawyer because uh, there might be evidence showing that she was there. Not that she committed a murder or anything else, but her just being there, maybe in the vehicle, whatever, you know, that's a possibility. It don't mean she's guilty just because someone lawyers up. You would believe how many people get a lawyer for the most stupidest stuff. Why? Just to make sure they don't get in trouble. It's too early in the case to say anything. People are already, this is what the government was talking about, the feeding frenzy. I've been seeing it. There's already people out there making videos. It must have been foul play. And these people have no clue. The autopsy ain't even done yet. What'd they say? 2 to 6 weeks, maybe 10 weeks before everything is done. And these people have already taken this case. And yeah, I can see why Sammy got a lawyer. And I can see why a lot of people are getting lawyers. And I can see why a lot of people are doing a lot of things. Why? Suing people. Suing Google, YouTube. Yeah. Suing people. Why? Because they've already made her guilty. They've already made her guilty. In the autopsy report, toxicology, and forensic evidence investigation ain't even done yet. And these people are already making videos that it was foul play and murder. And they have no idea. No idea. That's how this country, this is how innocent people go to prison. This is how innocent people end up dead of speculations like this. And the case ain't even over. The case hasn't even begun. They haven't even, it hasn't even been a week, has it, since they found her? A week maybe or whatever. And they came right out and said, we got to wait for toxicology. Autopsy, that might be 2, 6, maybe 10 weeks, maybe it might be a couple months before we find out what happened. You know, they're going to make sure and get it right. You know, before they come out and say, we think this, they're going to have the evidence to say it. And all this crap that there's no way she could have gotten the back of the vehicle. These people know nothing. Not a dang thing. Who are they talking to? Just people. Just normal Joes and whatever. And they have no idea. Could that body make it back there in the back? Yes. Yes, 100%. 100% that body could have made it in the back. Is it possible she jumped back there to try and get out? Well, it might be. There's evidence now that there's part of a seatbelt sticking out the hatch. Yeah, it might, the water pressure might have been just too much for it and she wasn't strong enough to open the hatch. And that's where she lied. And when the vehicle sank. We don't know. But I'm glad she did lawyer up. Even if she is guilty, whatever. But if she ain't, boy, I imagine that's why she got a lawyer. And she might come after all these people that have accused her of murder when we don't even know the evidence yet. I'm not saying she's innocent, and I'm not saying she's guilty. But this is how cases get wrecked. This is how innocent people end up in prison. And the killers walk free with all the bull crap that these people have put out. Anything is possible. Anything. And they won't take in consideration that young lady might have been drunk and it was pitch dark out. And they're all, well, why didn't she go out the window? Pitch dark. The water was probably, she couldn't see. The water was probably already over the hood. And she hit that button to try and get out the back window and whoosh, water came in. Pitch black, especially when the car goes underwater. Disoriented. possibly intoxicated a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I can see how it would have been just a regular accident. But with the feeding frenzy and YouTube and everything, they won't be happy with that. They won't be happy with that. They want this to blow up. Why? Well, so they can keep this going for years on YouTube and making money and Snapchats and PayPals. And yeah, I would say she did a smart thing lawyering up. And they better have cold proof that she is a murderer and stage this whole thing, or there's going to be lawsuits, and you're going to see YouTube channels going bye bye. And really, people are getting sick of this whole crime community crap. We've seen it in the Delphi case and the Summer Wells case, where they don't care about the kids. It's the views, all kinds of crap. Aren't Sammy's parents said to be a solid PI? I don't know. Here's the thing. These people are going off of fake information. Yeah, I heard something about that Sammy's parents are police or something like that, or investigators or whatever. And who is saying this? It's the same thing with Jagger. Everyone, oh, Jagger wasn't there. He was 4 or 5 hours away. And who told? Did the police come out and say that? No. But this person's, yeah. Well, you know, if we believe everything everyone says, yeah, you know, I'll believe it when the police come out and say we ran through Jagger's record. He has alibis. He was not there. Then I will believe it. Till then, yeah, anybody could be saying that he wasn't there. Well, how do you know that? Well, he said that. He posted on his thing a video of a car and everything, and yeah, that he was not in. He wasn't in that video, was he? Just a car was. Anybody could have posted. These people are so idiots. This is how cases get ruined by these people. This is why the government is saying it's doing more damage now than it is helping us. Yeah, and I agree with them. I agree with them 100%. Hey, look what Ricky says. Hey, look what happened in the Johnny Depp Amber case. They had Johnny guilty the first day, but look how that turned out. Well, I don't know. They're trying to get him back into court in another country or something like that, where he was in trouble with something else or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. But you're right. You know, they just come out and all kinds of stuff. You know, it takes a while. The autopsy ain't even done. Toxicology ain't even back. Forensic evidence ain't done. Investigators ain't done. And these people have already concluded that it was murder, and it is impossible to get a body in the back of that vehicle. And they made a mistake, and they hurt the case. They damaged the case. They caused speculation. We don't know. People making videos that she was in the back naked and tied up, and you know, we don't know that. We don't know that. You know, someone used a seatbelt to try and tie her up to keep her strapped. She could have been just floating and got caught in a seatbelt, and she wrapped. These people have no idea. That's the problem. I don't know it all, but it's obvious these people think they know it all. And that's how killers get away with murder, and innocent people go to prison. Suzanne Smith, Ricky Compton, excellent point, Ricky, but why would 200, 300 kids leave the party rave at the same time that Kiely's phone pinged? And why would Kiely go a different way to 200, 299 other than the way she took? I don't know. People are saying she was been out there before, and she was familiar with that area. Uh, is it possible she was intoxicated? Maybe. Is it possible that the whole thing is a made up story? Possible. It's possible. Is it possible that Jagger wasn't there and there wasn't a, and maybe the tow truck driver uh, did something suspicious? You know, it's possible. Anything's possible in a missing person, kid, teenager, a murder case, whatever. We don't know. That's why I'm saying I'm waiting until we're so far in the case. We could be here for years making uh, suspicions or theories and everything on the case. But you got to wait until the evidence is in front of your face. And right now, the evidence ain't done. So they got nothing right now. You know what they got is a bunch of people watching these YouTube crime channels, and they're going to go after these people when they find out that they created this madness and they were being paid to do it. Uh, and possibly trying to be a conspiracy to cover up a murder or create a conspiracy in a crime. And that is the bottom line. Well, we got clouds out here today. The it's getting cooler out.
We are unavailable to take your call. Please leave a message and thank you for calling.
I woke up this morning, ran to the post office, got some stamps. I got to mail a couple things out today. And yeah, what's your guys' opinion? But if all them kids stick together with this story, we may never know the truth. Oh, they will. They're going to bring in 300, 400 strong kids. Now, I know what they're going to say. Well, we weren't, we don't know anything about it. We weren't there. No, I imagine a lot of people are lawyering up. If it's proven that it was foul play and a murder and not an accidental drowning due to intoxication or maybe drugs, if it ain't, and it is foul play, and we're going, the authorities are going for 300 strong at that party, the drug men, everything. I imagine they're going to go for all of them. Why? Because they never said anything. They had a chance. The authorities came out and told these kids, come forward now and there will be no charges. If we find foul play, we're coming for 300 strong punk ass teenage and the adults that were there. And they then all deals and bets are off, folks. They're doing hard time. Hard time. Can we agree on that? They had a chance to come forward and explain what happened, or if they knew what happened. If they don't come clean before that offer is taken off the table, hey, we're going for 300 strong, possibly 400. Yeah, all involved in a conspiracy to cover up a murder or an accident or whatever it is. We're going to have to get the brave 300 to go pick up the idiot 300 out there. And they probably scattered. They're probably all on the run. The parents probably got them lawyers. And here's 500,000. Just run. They gave them too many chances to get it. They probably all boot scoot boogied out of the country. Run. They want to lock our kids up. Yeah, we've seen that. so many times in cases, it's unreal. System is broke. We need to revamp it. We need to refix it. Who knows what happened out there that night? Let me tell you who knows what happened. The people that were around her. And that's about it. The people that were there. Maybe the tow truck driver with the footage of her in Boca Lake, which is only 20 minutes away, 10 minutes away from Poser Lake or whatever it is. Numerous theories we got, or scenarios of what can happen, but we know nothing until the evidence is in front of our faces. And these people have already convicted many, and they don't even know that it might have been just as simple drowning. And I'm starting to understand why the government and other YouTubers are saying AWP should have just kept their mouth shut. We did our job, we found her, and that's it. And what do you think happened? I'm not paid to think what happened. I'm paid to find bodies and cars in the water. My job is done, and I'm not answering any more questions, and that's it. If you want to know what happened, talk to the police or whatever. But it's a feeding frenzy, and you gotta. Sammy did a smart thing by lawyering up. Hey, I don't know if she's guilty or not or innocent, but in cases like this, everyone does usually lawyer up because the government can use anything you say against you in the court of law. Meaning, if she slips up, she's nervous, she does anything, she says the wrong thing, and she might be innocent, but now the government thinks, well, she said this, she might be guilty. She did the smart thing. And don't you folks think that, excuse me for burping, don't you folks think that Sammy is smart enough to where if the police came to her and said, we are not going to charge you with nothing, explain to us what happened, even if it was an accident, and we are not going to charge you with anything. We're going to give you a chance here. Explain what happened, and you walk away free. Don't you folks think Sammy, if she was guilty, would have jumped on that deal? Anybody would have jumped on that deal. I want it in writing that I'm not going to be charged with anything, and we'll sit down and I'll tell you exactly what happened. Yada yada yada. This guy, yada yada that guy, or this, or she drove into the lake or whatever. She would have took that deal. I believe she would have took that deal, and that's probably why she got a lawyer. The lawyer might say, "Hey, my client is innocent, but if that deal still stands on the table of no repercussions or no criminal charges, my client would like to talk to you." I mean, these folks have no idea. They have no idea. Bendejo says Sammy is an evil mastermind, megalomaniac. Maybe. She might be. I don't know. I don't know the young lady. No one does. Mars house is in the house. How you doing, Mars? Someone saw something. Exactly. Boy, them kids are dumb. All them teenagers are dumb. If they knew something and the police came out and said, we're going to give you one chance, there ain't going to be no repercussion, no criminal charges. We want the truth. If my kid was out there, I would have sat my kid down and asked him what happened. First of all, were you involved with any of this? No, Dad, but I was there. Okay, what happened? And if that kid came to me and said, this is what happened, you bet your bottom dollar I would contact the police and say, listen, my kid will talk, but only after I talk to my lawyer, and only if that that stands. He had nothing to do with the murder or whatever, accident or whatever. But if that still stands, that offer on the table, I'll bring him in and you can talk to him and he'll explain everything. But that ain't happening. That we don't know. Maybe someone did say something. And the police just ain't letting you folks know because they're watching YouTube and watching all these idiots make videos of, Sammy's guilty. She got a lawyer. That proves that proves nothing. But someone is starting to use their head. There's numerous reasons Sammy could have lawyered up, if it's even true. If it's even true. We don't know. Why? Because some YouTuber said it, not the authorities. The authorities haven't even come out and said the case is even halfway. They haven't even got they haven't got nothing back. How can anyone be guilty of anything when the police don't even have the evidence back from the labs and the autopsy? It's mind-boggling. Yeah, I would say the system's broke, and we gotta revamp everything. Oh no, Ricky, that's not true. Ricky says, but Johnny, that's a lie because whoever tells it is still going to jail, just not a long time ago. No, that's not true, Rick. They'll cut a deal with him. He'll walk free. Them people will walk free. You know why I know they will? Because there's mafiosos on the street that killed hundreds, and they cut a deal, and they're still on the streets walking around. So I think they would have upheld their thing. Tell us the truth, and we ain't going to charge you with nothing. And a lot of people are bringing that up now. You ain't taking my kid to prison when you cut deals with these mass murderers and killers. And they're walking around on the street. I don't think so, government. I don't think so. Then you do have parents that drain their account. Here, take this. Get out of the United States. Go visit Aunt in some country that she lives in. And they're really screwing up, and it's just a matter of time. It's perfect. It's normal for someone to lawyer up. And like I said, Sammy might have lawyered up. Sammy might be innocent, but she's going to explain what happened that night or whatever. And she got a lawyer just to make sure. Here's what I would do. If I was in that predicament and her lawyer, no, what happened? Tell me the story. Okay, you had nothing to do with it. You weren't driving the vehicle. You weren't anything or whatever. Don't say nothing. And here's another thing. The tow truck driver. Everyone is missing all the clues in this whole case. The tow truck driver. What did he say? That he talked to the police. Oh yeah, I talked to the sheriff and everything. Bullshit. I'm calling bull crap because this case ain't even over. And I know for a fact if any government agency or police department talked to the tow truck driver, what do you think they would have told him to say? Keep your mouth shut. It is an ongoing case. You'll wreck it. You'll ruin the case. And what did he do? Hunts down AWP and tells the whole story. Bull crap. Bull crap. Bull crap. If he did talk to the police and he was told, keep your mouth shut, it's an ongoing case, that dude is going to jail. Why? Because he talked. That he worked on her car and then how this is why We can't solve cases, and innocent people go to jail, and the killer walks away free. Yeah, social media, all the videos out, and not one. People saying Jagger, uh, and these and Jagger saying to contact him if anyone knows anything, and he's talked to the police, and they want him to get all the question. Bull crap. Bull crap. I find that bull crap. Has the police come out and said, if anyone has any information, please give it to Jagger or these kids? Yeah, I'm done with this crap. This is how killers roam the streets, and innocent people are behind bars. Let's see what I make my kid fess up, regardless actions, consequences. Well, sure, but I would make sure that that offer stands on the table. My client will talk to the authorities, but only if that offer is on the table. If not, my client ain't saying nothing. You got to prove everything. I don't have to prove nothing. The government has to prove that Sammy or anyone was involved in it. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion, and everybody has their own opinion, folks. And when we start locking people up for their opinion or theories, well, folks, you ain't living in America no more. I can tell you folks that much. But perfectly normal for Sammy to lawyer up with all the press, all the YouTube, people probably wanting her to do interviews, you know, possibly for money. Yeah, you need a lawyer for that kind of stuff. Mars House says, I don't think she was curious when that car went into the water. I'd love it if it were a simple accident, but the accident or the actions of the kids that did jump at the start to involve themselves makes it sus. Exactly. It does make it suspicious, but does it make them guilty? No. The evidence is in the body, folks. Kiely's body will tell us if there was a rape. It will tell us if there was any foul play before she went into the water. The body will tell us if she drowned or if she was deceased before she went into the water. Autopsy comes back and says this little lady drowned, and there's no evidence of any foul play, no rape, no nothing, no. Then she drowned, folks. But YouTube will not be happy with that. The crime community will not be happy with that. There goes their cash pot. They'll be coming up. We disagree. This is horrendous. We know there was foul play. I mean, this is ridiculous. Boy, I'll tell you what, America and the citizens, we need a lot of work. We need to really up our game. Yeah, I agree with Mars House. I think Sammy should have lawyered up. Why? Because all it takes is a couple individuals to throw your name around, and automatically you're suspect in possibly the murder or the death of a young lady. Yeah, whether she's innocent or not, we should know what really happened when the autopsy comes back and the toxicology. Exactly, Ricky. We are at the point in the case where the government has the vehicle, the government has the body, and now it's time to wait and let the government shine. This is all of our taxpayer money. This is where the government needs to shine and say, hey, this is what happened to that little lady. Good morning, it matters. Good morning, media mogul. And it's going to take time for that autopsy to be done, toxicology, forensic evidence, and for the investigators to go through everything. And here's what I don't get. People are like, there's no phone in her car. How do you folks know that her car ain't in that phone? Or her phone ain't in that car. I don't think her car could be in that phone. Did I say that backwards? I don't know. But how do these folks know? Well, the phone wasn't in her car. Well, how do you know that? There was a map, like a small computer, iBook or Apple Book or whatever. I did see that. I blew that video of AWP up on my big screen. That's a high definition 1080 HD TV. And you can see everything in there. You can see the cord for their charger. You can see the Apple Book or whatever. It's like a small laptop or whatever it is, or an iPad or whatever. You can see the brush. You could see the alcohol can. I think you can even see the white sweatshirt with the pink lettering on it. You also can see other clothes floating around in there. Everybody's, oh my God, it's this, it's that. No, they missed it. I even think that I see prints, possibly on the back where it looks like maybe her foot. But that don't mean that her gym shoe, she was trying to get out. It could be she was already deceased and floating, and her foot or hands might have hit the window or whatever when she was floating around. People think they know I don't know everything. And I watch way too much of this forensic crap and crime crap. And people this is how innocent people go to prison, and killers walk free. All right, let me check my thing. What did Mars say? And the boss, as long as they are alive. I don't know. Let me read my chat. Oh, I got to put it on live chat. What is the heck? Why do I keep forgetting to do that? I have no idea. My apologies, folks. Up our game. Dude, take a look around. Everyone agrees it was better for everyone to wear a mask than for sick people to stay home. I don't know. But now they're bringing up CV, or maybe they're right. I still wear a mask today. I still wash my hands. I still have disinfectant stuff in my car and in my apartment. I use it all the time. But you just can't see the hoax. I don't know. It's a hoax, dude. 5 million people dead ain't no hoax. And that's about what the count's up to, I think, or three something, 4 million, whatever. I'm not sure. We did, and my 12-year-old has a virus right now. Yeah, it ain't no hoax. I don't know why these people, I don't know. No, it's all right, Mars House. Go ahead. Feel free to post your opinions and stuff in chat. I'm a kid's best friend, but first and foremost, I am their mother, and they will listen to me. It matters, as saying, and do as I say. You can't be your kid's buddy and act like you're a kid yourself when it comes to, yeah, she's right about that. You sent her back to school. 1 week later, she got sick. Yeah. Well, see, this country don't operate like other countries. That's why you see in Japan, China, other countries that they're disinfecting everything. They go in with these fog machines, disinfectant fog machines, and they disinfect everything. The schools, the grocery stores, they even spray down the buildings on the outside. You know, the outside buildings, they spray down with disinfectant hoses, and they even disinfect the streets, and they do everything out there. In America, we don't do that, folks. So this virus, it's everywhere, or whatever it is, you know. Oh, thank you, Mars House. I'm not a crime and channel. I mean, I do a little bit of everything. I really do. Music, movie stuff, great outdoor videos, uh, talking about things. And I do watch crime channels. And I never used to until I started, until I had kids, grandkids, and stuff like that. Fly by night insight says, yeah. And it's so bad that you can't have it and now, and not know it and pass it to others. Fly by night is right. You know, it's the flu, just hyped up on steroids, maybe. I don't know, But anyway, we know what comes around this part of time. What time of the season is it? Well, it's getting cold, wet, you know, October come. We know the sicknesses are coming, the colds, the flu, and stuff like that. BC, hey everyone, big up from Atlanta, Georgia. Home, home of Smokey and the Bandit. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Look out, baby, here we come. Uh-oh, Raphael's in the house. Uh-oh, he's going to commence the bust of my cojones. Johnny, you smoking a cigarette? Yes, regular. All this disinfectant stuff. Oh, you know what I did, Raphael? Yesterday, I was at a garage sale, right? And they had this free box. Well, there was a whole bunch of these Free Breeze plugins, but they had none of the juice or whatever it is. So they're like, you can have them. So I took a couple of them. And then I went to the store and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. I plugged that sucker into my wall. Within 10 minutes, this whole place smelled like, I'm like, it don't smell like elbows and buttholes. This might work. Now the whole apartment smells like cedar wood. Yeah, you can get the wood smelling kind. You can get the tropical blend and everything. Who knew? Raphael. Free Breeze is just more chemicals to kill you, Johnny. Good God, Raphael. He's got to find the bad in everything, don't he? Uncle Ted said so. I might have to believe Uncle Ted. Oh my God, you got alive. I got alive? I'm alive? Oh, I quit smoking. I'm trying, BC. I quit smoking cigarettes after about 25 years of abuse. But now I'm addicted to vapes. Oh, BC. Vapes ain't good for you. You know why? Because it's moisture in your lungs. What does water create when it hits the lungs? Pneumonia, popcorn lung pneumonia, and that's what they're seeing now in this vaping. Now they're saying that vaping might be more dangerous than smoking regular cigarettes. Who knew? Huh? Who knew? My brother got it in June 2020. He passed. Oh, sorry, Mayor's House. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. You know what I do? I stay active. Hot steam showers. That'll loosen up your chest and everything. Uh, Pineapple, garlic, and something else. Was it hot sauce or pepper or something like that? All mixed together. And you're supposed to drink that. And what that does is cleans the nicotine and everything from your system, lungs, you know, home remedies or whatever they call them. And then vitamin A, because they say vitamin A coats the walls of the lungs and also attacks the CV. It coats the CV cells so they can't mass produce, and then they just die. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've been watching on
We are
YouTube.
unavailable to take your call. Please leave a message and thank you for calling.
Leave a message, please. You think if these people needed something serious, they would leave a message? I don't know. I've known a couple of folks who smoked most of their lives and after quitting get cancer and passing. I've known people that have smoked all their lives and never got cancer. Explain that. Oh, he had Lewy body dementia. That's the same thing that Mr. Uh, Robin Williams had, and so many. You too? Oh, sorry to hear that, Mars. Sorry to hear that. That's horrible. We can pray, Lord, heal us from these sicknesses and heal my chat in Jesus' name. For nothing's done without Jesus. Just all the stuff these these people have come up with are their theories bad theories? No. Are there scenarios bad scenarios? No. There is no bad theory or scenario when it comes to a missing kid, a murder, a cover up of a murder, a cover up of a drug dealer, prostitute, anything. There is no bad theory because these people will go to extremes to cover up the evil so the whole world and God don't see the evil that they committed. And this might have been something as simple as an accident. And there might have been other people involved, but it was an accident. And when they chose not to call the police and the authorities, then it became a cover up of an accident, a criminal case now. See, that's why I tell these young kids, hey, listen, if you're there and you see something very horrible, call the authorities. You don't have to give them your name. You don't have to even stay there. If it's bad, get out of there, but call the authorities and you say, hey, something happened at this place. Please send police and make sure you got the address or the area right and whatever, and hang up the phone. And if it was a simple accident and they came out and said that, there's a good chance that she might have still been alive. Meaning, if they would have called the police right away and they did see her vehicle go in the lake, they could have called the authorities. The authorities could have got out there, and it's possible that they could have saved Kiely. Meaning, there might have been enough air in the vehicle for her to stay alive for 30 minutes or whatever. We don't know. I mean, we don't know. We weren't there. We're not professionals. Good God, even if they did call the authorities and it took 20 minutes for them to get out there and she did drown, it was cold water. And it's possible they could have brought her back to life. Did anyone ever think of that? It's possible they could have got her out, and it's possible they could have tried to resuscitate her, and it is possible that it was sort of chilly water that they could have brought her back to life. She might not have been the same, but she would have been alive. I mean, there's 1,000 things they could have did. Mars or BC said, yeah, it seems the longer the case is drawn out, the more and more crazier some of the theories become. I do feel that foul play is involved, but only time will tell. The truth of the matter is yeah, BC's right about that. Mars House says that's the whole thing. Our human nature wants immediate answers and aren't gonna get them. Yeah, you're right about that, Mars. Medium well, common sense ain't so common. When common we can sense or change would be afoot now, but we'll say not long now. That's true, Mia, but the few people Mars says the few people that still use it are the ones I stick with. I don't know, but you know, it's okay for us to make theories, scenarios, and some cases are solved that way. But sometimes when the government comes out and says we got the body and we got the vehicle, and we're going to do autopsy, toxicology, and investigate and forensic and everything, that's when you say, okay, I'm done with all the scenarios. Now they will let us know. And the FBI is involved, supposedly, and I imagine other branches are involved to make sure it ain't a cover-up, because all these people are supposedly involved with the police. Now people are making videos saying Sammy's parents are law enforcement and stuff. Then you got the tow truck driver that came out of nowhere a week and a half after she's been missing. Plenty of time for him to watch this whole case. He comes out of nowhere and then he says, oh yeah, I contacted the sheriff's department and I talked to them, and bullcrap, because if you did, they would have told you it's an ongoing case, and they would have told that tow truck driver, Nick, or whatever his name is, to keep his mouth shut, that it was an ongoing case. And he got on AWP and blurted out, I was there and I must have worked on her car. Either it was Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And there was people there walking around. Well, you shouldn't have said anything, did you? It was an ongoing case. And now you probably just wrecked the case. And I know no sheriff's department told you to go and put it all over social media. If they did tell you that, then we got a cover up or some bad stuff going on. Can we agree to that? Ladies, dudes, if there are any in my chat, do you think if that tow truck driver had any good information Do you think the police would have told him to keep his mouth shut? Or do you think they would have told him, oh, yeah, go ahead and go to the media, go to social media? What do you think, folks, in my chat out there in YouTube land? Do you think that if any of that stuff was true, do you think that the police would have told him to keep his mouth shut? It's an ongoing investigation, and you yourself could be charged with stuff. Or do you think they just told him to do whatever he wants and do as many interviews as he wants? I know what the police would have said. They would have said, keep your mouth shut. And if you have any more information about anything, contact us. But this is an ongoing case. So don't say anything to nobody about nothing. Here's another thing I had a beef with. AWP. In their video, let me read my chat. I don't want to ignore my chat. I don't think AWP would have put their credibility on the line if there was no truth to it. I don't know. They might have, today everybody wants to be a hero. They might not have. They said it does look suspicious, but also in the same breath, Jarrett said, I don't think people would, if it's just a regular drowning, I don't think people are going to understand. They're not, I love the way Johnny is handling this. Here goes my computer. You are offline. Check your connection and try. And then it's off. I'm online. How can it? Hackers. BC said, apparently, according to AWP, there's much more video from the tow truck that tells a whole lot more to this story that we don't know. Yeah, well, see, that's information that should have been withheld. If I was running the investigation, I would have told AWP, keep your mouth shut. It's an ongoing investigation. We don't want you to tip off, if it is foul play, the killers. But we live in a totally different world today. And now they're probably all gone. Like I said, if it is foul play, and I'm not saying it is, I think it is possible that little lady might have been familiar with all the areas out there. But when you're intoxicated and maybe on something else, is it possible she made a wrong turn and ended up in the lake accidentally? Yes, it's very possible. Do I think it's possible she ended up in the back of the vehicle? Well, if you folks would watch enough stuff on drownings and vehicles, yeah, it's common for them to be anywhere in the vehicle if they're not strapped in tightly to the front seat. It's possible. Do I think it's possible it was foul play? Anything is possible. But we don't have the evidence. Yes, Maya Mogul. Exactly. Gabby Petito case. People talked about this, that. What did we find out in the Gabby Petito case? She was dead a lot longer than what they thought, and he was using her phone. And he was trying to get people to help him and contacting his parents. And yeah. I think people are trying to connect Kiely's case to other cases are ridiculous. But they have the same right to voice their opinions as we do. Exactly, Mars. And Do I think if everything is what this government is saying, that it's a giant ring of druggies, traffickers, gangs, biker clubs, is it possible that what we are seeing is they're either eliminating the people that know or are part of it, or are they eliminating people? And that is always a theory too. And what I've always said is anything is possible. I would say anything is possible. I think they think it's sus because she was supposedly a responsible young lady. Why wouldn't she have had her seatbelt on and be found in the driver's seat? No, exactly. Everybody's saying, well, it was staged. Well, don't you think if it was staged, they would have made sure it looked like she was in the driver's seat and she just drove into she would have had her seatbelt. They would have seatbelted her and made sure it was tight. Why? Well, because after so long, the body's going to want to float. Plus, if the windows were open and they rolled the car this is just a scenario or theory, the water would have rushed in fast, and the pressure of the water rushing in fast would have blew her right out of the front seat if she wasn't strapped in. So, do I think it's possible she made it back to the car? Yeah, very possible. Do I think it might have been foul play? Well, everybody is suspicious of foul play. We don't want it to be foul play. I would rather it be this young lady made a mistake and succumbed to her own thing than some sickos doing some sick stuff to her and then trying, make it look like a drowning or something, you know. And that's horrible to say. I shouldn't even be saying that. But in my heart, I would rather that we find out that she made a mistake other than she was raped and pillaged and thrown in the back of a car. Then a lot of people are going to be pissed off. There's videos that these people are already making saying that she was naked and tied up in the back. Well, if so, then that might be foul play. But I don't know that. Only the investigators know that. Only the people that committed the crime would know that. Only AWP would have known that. Now, here's another thing, folks. I can debunk that because don't you think if AWP seen Kiely in the back naked, he would have came out and said something's wrong. She's naked in the back of the vehicle. It looks very suspicious. He didn't. He said she's in the back of the vehicle and it looks suspicious. But somebody made a video already out there that they probably took it down by now, but that she was tied up and in the back naked. Well, we don't know that. We don't know that. Yeah, that Mars house is right. Deep down. And that's what, Mars house? It's horrible that we're even thinking that we would have rather have it that she succumbed to her own mistakes than something horrible happening to her. What if all the girls left and Sammy Kiely was the only girl there left with 100 dudes all drunk and drugged up or whatever? We have them thoughts in our head. Good God, we hope something bad didn't happen. But the autopsy will be able to tell if she was raped, sexually abused, if she was beat up. They'll be able to tell that. The autopsy guys and forensic will say this young lady was deceased, and but way before she even went into the water. Can we agree on that? The evidence, the body, Kiely will tell us what happened. Just like Gabby Petito's body told us what happened to her. You know, I don't think if it was foul play, I don't think they realized or knew that forensic evidence and autopsies will be able to tell if she was on cocaine, if she was drunk, if she had sex, if she, it'll be able to tell all that. You see, I don't see it being an accident. Who in their right mind would accidentally kill a little girl and leave her and try to cover it up? Nobody in their right mind. No, if it was an accident, they would have called the police. They would have called the police. It was an accident. We were out there drinking. She just drove into the lake. She was drinking. Send help. Send the police help. No one called. No one did nothing. No one did anything. And it might have been an accident. It might have been she just made the wrong turn. Maybe no one even seen her drive into the lake. That's why no one knows what happened. You know, maybe that photo we're looking at of the party with all the kids lined up, and then in the back you see that dim light in the back. Maybe that's her car. Nobody put two and two together because they all were drinking, and there was drugs there, and there was probably other things there. And once that is induced into the case, what 9 out of 10 times what happens? Don't say nothing. We can go to jail for having drugs there or drinking, and minors being there. We don't know. I don't know. I'm going to wait until the autopsy and the government comes out, the police, the sheriff, FBI. This is what happened, and here is the evidence to prove it. And if they say it was foul play, then it was foul play. If they say this little lady drowned and there's no evidence of any struggle, any abuse, anything, then she drowned accidentally. And I'll be happy with that. Moab cop and their cops made errors in Moab. They sure did. Mogamini is right about that. AWP advised to look elsewhere, so did Metnick towman who confirmed location, so steer twice and delay search. Why? Bad cops. I don't know. They're saying that he's a tow truck driver for a company, but now I've seen a video out there saying that his family owns the tow truck company. He made himself sus by coming out and saying this stuff. And it ain't making sense, folks. It ain't making sense because he did come out on AWP and say, "Oh yeah, I called the sheriff right away and told him we have this video and everything, and they're bullcrap. Because if you did, they would have told you, don't tell anybody anything. Keep your mouth shut." That's why I think the tow truck driver ain't on the up and up. It ain't on the up and up. It's an ongoing case. They would have told them, don't say nothing. Give us the evidence you got and your of what happened, and don't say nothing because it's an ongoing case. and we don't want to blow the case. And the dude got on AWP and spilled the beans. And that ain't, I don't know. That right there is sus to me. That, and then everyone coming out saying Jagger wasn't there. He was all the way in somewhere else. And who said that? Oh, YouTuber and his friends. Oh, did the police come out and say Jagger has nothing to do with anything? No, it was his. Then that means Jagger could have been there. We don't know that. Yeah, a lot of people, Mars, are saying that if it was just a simple drowning, they would have came out. But they don't know that. They want to make sure they get it right. All the tips that they got in, they might have been led on a wild goose chase. It might have been a simple drowning, but now they got to investigate all the tips. They got to investigate everything. They got to wait for toxicology. They got to wait for the autopsy, the forensic guys to go through the whole car for any evidence, anything else. And that takes time. And if it was a drowning, they just want to make sure and get it right that it was just an accident. And them waiting so long has got the YouTube crime community in a frenzy. They're even making other videos. This is, and Sammy lawyered up, so she's guilty. Aha. No, that don't make her guilty of anything. Why do they think that? I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe she is guilty, but you don't know that until the evidence comes back, until they're done. And this is how innocent people go to prison and the killers walk free. Really. No one knows what happens that night except for whoever was with her and Kiely and God. And now possibly the government, if they're investigating the case and have the body and the vehicle. And everyone's saying the phone ain't in the car. How do they know the phone ain't in the car? The phone could have did a nosedive when the car went down. The phone could be up underneath the dashboard, lodged in underneath the dashboard. The phone could have went all the way to the front where the windshield is cracked and is laying up in the dashboard where the phone is. They don't. The phone, it's obvious, ain't in the car. Well, how do you know that? How do they know that? When the investigation ain't even over with. It's unreal. And then I watched Dopey or whatever his name is, that one YouTube channel guy. Everything in that car was flipped over, and we can see everything in the vehicle, and anything that was in that car is on the roof of the car now. Yeah, you're right about that. Except for the stuff that probably went flying forward, and when the car flipped, could be lodged underneath a seat, could be lodged up in the dashboard. It could be underneath the back hatch. There's stuff that could be underneath the seat. The car rolled. Here's the cell phone. Car rolls, and now it's underneath the seat with all the commotion and water. And they don't know if the phone's in there or not. This is how people wreck cases. This is how people create feeding frenzies and madness. And I bet the government hasn't come out with anything yet because the tests are not done yet and the autopsy ain't done. So I ain't buying all this crap on YouTube. There ain't nothing wrong with making theories. There ain't nothing wrong with making scenarios, because there is no bad theory. There is no bad scenario in a murder case or any case, even a drowning. But for them to come out now and say she lawyered up, she's guilty, we got the whole case. The phone is not in the vehicle. We know now the phone. Did the police come out and say the phone wasn't in there? No, this is how these dudes do it. This is how these guys make false accusations, and it's all for money, views, subs, PayPals, snitty snat, chat bats, you name it. Ricky, thanks for stopping in. Don't play that guitar too much, Rick. You don't want to wear down them frets. You know, make sure you polish it when you're done playing it, Ricky. Yes, you too, Rick. I'm just about done here. I've been on here for an hour. Be safe, Rick. It's cloudy here, but I don't know what it's like by you, Rick. But I think they're calling for possible rain today, maybe. Possibly. It was cloudy here. Oh. All right, folks. Thanks a lot. I drank too much coffee. I got to go to the bathroom. And Mars, Ricky Compton, Mogul Media, with delays, keep people distracted and divided so they control more for longer. Yeah, Media Mogul. You're right about that. You're right about that. They if it is just a drowning, the crime community, YouTubers, they won't stand for it. This is impossible. And they'll make up stuff. This is just impossible, and we're not happy with this. And it's almost like some of these crime channels, they want the foul play. I don't know. It is crazy. But I do want to thank everyone that stopped in my chat today. Very kind people. Be safe. Have a great day. Keep an eye on your kids. You keep an eye on your families. And yeah, thanks for stopping in. Ricky, Mars, BC, Bendejo, Raphael, the Ombeck, Flyby Insight. Let me make sure I get everybody. We got Bendejo, Ricky Compton. All right, there you guys go. Have a good day. Be safe. I might be back later, but I got some stuff to do. I got to get back. Oh, I got to run to the post office real fast and mail off some things. And have a great day. Be safe. Thanks for everyone. And there is no bad scenario. And there is no wrong theory. And you're all entitled to your own opinions. I think I'm just going to wait until the government comes out and says, this is what happened. This is how she died, or it was foul play, or I don't know. But be safe, folks. Love everybody. Peace. Talk to you later.